Scalp, specializing in the South Wales area and beyond. Proud sponsor of the Warrior Poet.
Fighting out of Swansea, Wales, here is the undefeated James "Lights Out" Lilley.
At first glance, James Lilley from Swansea in South Wales appears to be a regular type of guy. A husband, a father to 3 children, a really good job in IT. But scratch below the surface and you will see that James Lilley is a lot different to most men. He is a published poet who organises regular poetry nights, and he likes to fight. James Lilley likes to fight a lot. Boxing, mixed martial arts and bare knuckle fighting. James has done it all. My name is Ciaran Gibbons, a boxing reporter, commentator and filmmaker. And over the next 4 weeks I'll be shadowing James as he prepares for his most dangerous fight to date. A bare knuckle boxing match in New Orleans, USA, against one of the hardest punching bare knuckle fighters in the world. This is the story of the Warrior Poet.
I'm from Townhill, and there's a quite famous boxer up there, Gwent ABC. But I did kung fu when I was younger because I loved like Power Rangers and Bruce Lee films and Jean-Claude Van Damme films. But I wasn't very good at kung fu. I'm not very good at kicking anything, to be completely fair. my younger cousin Matthew, he'd started boxing, and I went down to his house one day when I was a kid. I was only about 10, 11, maybe 12. He said he had his first fight coming up. So I was like, I always fancied having to go boxing. So I went up there with a mate from school, and just never looked back.
Yeah, my father's a big supporter. He boxed when he was younger. Both his brothers boxed, mongrels. I think they're both world champions.
From the red corner, representing the Gwent Swansea under boxing champ, James Lilley.
They chucked us in sparring straight away, which is kind of a thing they do up there, like a baptism of fire. See if you stick at it, and I just loved it. And you know, I never looked back. Won championships at amateur level, boxed for Wales in international competitions. You know, I fell in love with the sport, and I got to 19. I'd represented Wales like under 19 level. So I turned pro, and you know, just stuck at that for a few years. But because I wasn't signed with like a big promoter, it was a lot to do with ticket sales and stuff. So kind of fell out of love with it. Then there was the emergence of MMA, and one of the boxers I grew up with, John Phillips, was running his own MMA shows. So he said, "Do you want to have a cage fight?" And I was like, "You mad? I've only seen the cage fight. It was like on Bravo, like all these American hillbillies fighting in like a field."
Ladies and gentlemen, James "Lights Out" Lilley, the professional boxer, has just done a takedown.
But then when I started watching it, I'm watching the UFC like as it was back then. It had like a rule set, and so I went into MMA, and that's kind of how then I progressed into bare knuckle, because we were doing a podcast, and we had Sean George on, who's a very well-known bare knuckle boxer. So I listened back to it, because I never listened to myself, so I listened to Di, my co-host, speaking to Sean, and he was explaining the rules. And like I thought with cage fighting and MMA originally, I thought, oh, you know, it's like in a field, it's hay bales. And then when he was explaining the rules and I watched the thing, it was just as professional, if not more, than some of the pro boxing events I've been in. You know, they had like a doctor's team there, there were set rules, there's 2-minute rounds. So yeah, that was the next step for me, and I don't think I was the best boxer, but most certainly not the best guy at MMA, but I feel like I found, I wouldn't say a calling, because you know a lot of it is boxing based, but I kind of changed the way I fight in bare knuckle, and it kind of suits me. And my wife, she's probably the opposite of me when it comes to stuff like this. She hates talking on camera. hates the exposure. She's really supportive of the fighting, you know. She's really good like that, but she doesn't like all the stuff. I wouldn't say fame because, you know, but like being known. She likes like our own little nest, you know. She likes what goes on in our house, and whereas then we go out to town, people shaking my hand. Hi, Nat.
You're 36 and 32 when they fight over the land one on Sunday. I used to watch him when he was boxing. I didn't mind that, but since he's been doing cage fighting and all this bare knuckle, I watch it afterwards when it's all over. But I don't particularly like it. Nobody does now at the moment.
This is my boy Tommy. How old are you, Tommy? Say 3. That's 2, 3. Oh, don't show me up now. This is Ruby. How old are you, Ruby? 5. What's all that? Nail varnish, is it? And this is Bella. How old are you?
9.
More like 50.
When we have lamb on Sunday, when I cut the meat off, I got it here. We've got a lamb bone. And they fight over this. James and his brother Tom fight over this. They've been fighting over it since they've been 4 or 5, and they still fight.
On top of the Lambo when it was daddy too.
Is your daddy not happy?
No, he wasn't happy with it.
Uncle Tom took the Lambo.
Uncle Tom took the Lambo, yeah, that's right, yeah. James, what are you eating? What are you eating? You come and talk to me.
Wouldn't have been my choice of sport, but he wasn't really good at anything else, to be quite truthful. Wasn't good at any other sport, really.
No, exactly. I kick a 10. Come on, kick a 10. Can't kick a 10. So
Yeah, did a bit of football, but that
you didn't do a bit of football.
wasn't his best effort.
Have you watched James box in person?
Watched him when he was amateur, but I haven't watched him since he turned professional.
You come up, I haven't either once. Did? When I boxed, never been. Yeah, I think I'll do have a needle.
Can you describe your emotions like before James fights?
Everybody's nervous, everybody's on tenterhooks, everybody's waiting by the phone, everybody's waiting for the WhatsApp to go off. So yeah, we all do a bit stressing, especially my mother. She will phone me, have you heard, have you heard, have you heard? So yeah, we do get a bit stressed out.
So we're quite foodies, so we do like going and trying restaurants and stuff. And he used to just come up with this idea and start eating hot stuff, and we used to do it over here on Sunday. That was never went well. The worst on a rotten egg, awful. 100-year-old egg.
That's it. It's a duck egg. It smells a bit like fish.
Is it duck?
Yes, it's saying duck.
That's the worst one I've ever said. That's worse than the first.
You haven't got mashed potatoes, you didn't want to put it on, did you?
Training and stuff, it's not too bad. It's just, I like my food, you know. And the situation when all kids are eating ice cream and stuff after. 6. 8.
Want to give me 20,000?
How does that work, right? Kind of like have to get up at like 5 in the morning, train, come home, help out with the kids for this before they go to school, then work, and it's either come home, do some stuff in the house with them, and then go back out training after, or train and then they stay up late. It's not too bad on the weekends because you know, they haven't got school or nothing, so they haven't got like set bed times. But in the week, it's hard. I feel like I gotta rush home to see the kids as well, so kind of crams it all in. Like this weekend because we had someone's 40th birthday party. She had horse riding, Tommy had jiu-jitsu. I was cramming in like sparring, running, everything in like something I do in like 2 or 3 days in a 24-hour period.
What do you think you'd do if you weren't boxing or involved in combat sports? Does that worry you, the thought of retiring?
Like part of my identity, really. So it's a bit of worry, like, you know, when I retire, what happens after, you know. But the kids are getting older now. They've got their own stuff going on, so I got to be there for them. And my job pays me well. I got to take like a back step from that stuff to carry on fighting. So yeah, I am a bit worried, but I can see some light at the end of the tunnel. Like I get a buzz from reading Poetry Live and, you know, organising events as well. So I can see like a different avenue, but you know, nothing matches up with fighting. It's a completely different world, you know.
Right, okay.
I'm weighing my food up because when people tell me not to eat rubbish all the time, and I do, and then I don't know what scale I have used it before. She's here, yeah. No, that's always not nice to me. Do you want to do some of this, please? No.
Some people don't like the same thing.
Well, I'll gravy them, right?
I love gravy.
Gravy on that? Gravy.
Oh,
me?
Well, you never know what to do. You never said that, you know me.
I'm not to get same thing.
Anyone else going to pick it?
Mint sauce.
I'll get mine
You take mint sauce. Oh, I put mine up to stage.
Yeah, I'll take it home and I'll probably eat it myself. Yeah, it's been hard this camp. We're like I've been away quite a bit at the minute, so it's just getting the rounds in when I can. I'm on our way down to Angelo's now. He's on about making a comeback in boxing. He's always good rounds at Angelo's. He's always super fit.
And this is good stuff from Angelo Dragoni here in the 6th round. Letting his hands go. Still got plenty left in the tank.
I think it's in here. I reckon it's in there. Yes, it's in there. Angelo's an old friend of mine who's been really good for helping me out with sparring in the past, and I helped him out. It's a bit hard getting like specific sparring and stuff for fights because pro boxers, they fight different to what bare knuckle fighters fight. I know it seems that you're just taking the gloves off, but the way people like block with their gloves, they don't really do it in the bare knuckle. You know, you can't keep your hands up and just hide behind your guard. So sometimes a lot of pro boxers, if you go spar them, they'll have their hands up and come forward. So they're used to, like, you know, taking a lot of punishment on their gloves and their arms and then launching like attacks. Whereas with the bare knuckle, it's more sort of twitchy, because if you've got your hands like this, you know, the punch will come through the hands, and you know, even if you put your hand over your face and someone punches that, it's going to break your hand. So it's just a bit different. So, you know, it's hard to get sparring, but Andrew's been good for me for the last couple of fights. So I'm looking forward to seeing him, to be honest. What's going on in there? What's going on here then? Fuck knows. I met you. Where's the gym? Yeah. Alright, no worries, mate. Alright, see you, mate.
I hold the record for getting James out of the ring in our first spar. He just put the touching gloves, landed him with a jab, and boom! Oh, my Achilles! Remember?
It was during lockdown, and he's going to console me. And they were like, "Oh, you don't want to fight this lockdown show?" So I was like, "Oh, text Andrew to use training." Right, we had a gym to ourselves. As he said, went to touch gloves, and the ring they had, right, was on the floor. So I thought I'd step back through the fucking rope and let the weights move on to my ankle. Because I was like, "Oh," I was in the middle of the ring, so I was like, "Oh," I just fucking went over. And yeah, I was in a boot then for fucking 6 months.
Literally about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know. It was literally the first one, wasn't it? I can't believe it.
All those fucking men on the boys can't drop them.
Didn't do anything on Christmas. So I thought, fuck. They're not. I thought they would have put on Knuckle Mania 3, which is their biggest card. So I was like, alright, you're not going to put me on now. Tuesday after Christmas Day, and I went back to work. My missus was bad. Right? She was like, So I come home and I said, right, we'll have one last takeaway. So I had a big kebab, fucking chips, cheese and chips, everything. As soon as I put my fucking fork down after finishing my food, my phone buzzed. Do you want to fight in 8 weeks in Louisiana? I said, where you going? I got a sweatsuit on from fucking running, big belly hanging out. Big and strong he is. He's almost for a box. He like pods forward all the time. He's like big and powerful. He's more of a fucking big hooker, and it's a dangerous fight. You know, at the level that I got to with them now, none of them are easy fights. Like, you know.
Is it UK or?
No, I'm going to New Orleans.
Who's punching who first?
I'll punch you.
Alright.
No, it's good. You've set a high pace, it's good. What I need,
But to a lot of people might be strange friends knocking lumps at each other on a...
But it's like, if you played your friend against you in football, you wouldn't pull out on a tackle. As I said before, anyone steps in the ropes. You know, you're not friends, you know, we're having a laugh, man. You're not really friends, you know, that's outside of friends.
Baby, don't do me wrong. Don't you?
And did you ever think about the long-term impacts on boxing on your health?
In all honesty, a few years back, one of an MMA boy, he was talking to me about CT and the lasting impacts of boxing, and obviously we've seen with people like Ali and Freddie Roach, like the Parkinson's and stuff they get. But they're rare cases. I get that there is going to be some damage, but it's the same with like drinking. You go drinking, and they say that if you get completely blocked, though, it's a mild form of brain damage. You're damaging cells that aren't going to repair. So, do people completely quit drinking? No, people still go out and drink. I try not to think about it and try not to worry about it. My children might be the only thing that could probably pull me out of the sport, because after one fight, I think you interviewed me actually, after the Grogan fight, I didn't perform my best. My face was a bit of a mess, and I FaceTimed my wife. My daughter was still up. Like, obviously she'd been allowed to stay up late because I wasn't there and she was in bed, and she seen my face and she started crying. And that really kind of hit home more than anything else, because although it was superficial damage and, you know, it was only like cuts and bruises, you know, I'd be gutted for my children if something major was to happen to me, you know. Like you said, you're enemies with the guy you're fighting for however long the fight lasts, you know, whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, but as soon as that bell finishes, you want them to be able to get up and go home. So yeah, that is the only bit I got a bit of a worry about, is like, you know, my children seeing something happen to me in the ring, whether it's like something like a knockout and I just get up and I recover from it, you know, they could then, it's scary for them, you know, so that would be something probably that could pull me out of the sport.
Do you have to be a little bit selfish to be a professional fighter?
Yeah, my wife's really, you know, I wish she'd come on camera to talk about it, because she's really good at, like, you know, hit me down saying, although I'm saying, no, I'm doing this for the family, because although it's nice to be able to get that little bit of money to pay for a holiday for them, you know, to maybe get a little bit extra money and do this thing, and, you know, sometimes you get, like, you know, recognition for it, and like my daughter's teacher. But it is a selfish sport, because although you are doing it for one part of you, for the best part, for your family, to have a better future, a better life, there's another part of you, you're doing it because you want to be the toughest guy in the playground. You want to be the top dog, and it is a selfish thing, because you've got to sacrifice stuff. You know, my wife would love me just to come home every night and be fat and happy on the sofa, and, you know, be able to go out drinking and everything else. But I think she also realises that if I was to stop like my pursuit of the dream before I'm ready, that could cause the opposite effect. You know, it could make me turn me like sour or whatever, because I'm not ready yet. It's not just selfish for like my kids and my wife. So my grandparents, you know, they're proud of me and stuff, but they don't want me fighting and doing bare knuckle, and like even my brother, who's one of my biggest supporters, like he even said on camera, you know, he doesn't want me doing it. You know, it's not like gonna play football or gonna play rugby, where, you know, it's a game where you're gonna get hurt. You know, that's the point of it.
Comes here all the time like you do.
Tonight we got Drunk Poet. It's our 6th edition. James is coming down tonight. He'll be our host. It all started, I met James through poetry, and like a lot, we met him through fighting. And I messaged him regarding coming up with an idea for a poetry night, and basically it's just grown from there.
Don't quantify. I've drawn to verify. Big tunes my mind's eye. Forget. Mutate. Prostate. Sedate. Forget.
First event we had around 8 people here. Naturally over time that's grown. The second event we had about 15. The last event we held, we had 59 people in here, which was a little tight, but it's going well. We've also held events in Swansea Fringe, and I'm hoping by the time this has come out, we'll be looking to host somewhere in a quite well-known music venue in Margate. So
the fact that there's a bare knuckle boxer doing poetry kind of struck a little chord in me. I thought, oh, that might be interesting. So I came along, not expecting to be involved, just to have a few beers and spectate and have a laugh. But I got so inspired by James's readings and a few others, that and they were taking like an open mic session. So I was scrambling through my phone at the old stuff I'd written, and I thought, oh, I get it, let's have a go now. And yeah, been to everyone since. It's been great. One of the nights of the month.
Good poet. I think you've got to be in touch with who you are inside in order to express that. I think that's key. What else makes a good poet? Just a great command of the English language. Basically, I think that sums it up more than anything. Just being able to use your words proficiently. So I reckon, you know, a bare knuckle boxer like James coming down here and doing a night like this is great, because obviously in the fighting game it's very difficult to show those emotions when you're in the ring. And so to have a night like this where you can just come down and write down your thoughts and feelings and express them to a crowd, that can't be anything but good, can it?
We've got the Drunk Poet Society in Avonales. It's our first one of the year. It's a big part of my life now. When I was writing poetry, I didn't write to read aloud. I wrote poetry for people to read themselves. I didn't think I was going to ever read it at a live event. I didn't think it was that type of poetry, but this kind of changed everything for me. And now I'm writing poetry just to read at these events. Very nervous, more than fighting, because I'm like telling people about my deep dark feelings and my grief and stuff like that that's happened to me. So yeah, I get nervous. It's a completely different side to me, you know. It's not something I would sit down with a friend and talk about, but I can stand up in a room for people and read about it, you know. Hi, you alright? How are you doing, mate? You okay? How you doing, guys? You alright? Yeah, good. Sorry then. You alright? Hi, mate. You okay? How's it? Hi, mate. You alright?
I'm just gonna make him. I'm gonna hide it.
Have you been to it? Sorry, I was late. Yeah, Chris Ciaran. I'm right, mate. I've got my bag camera crews following me on.
I keep on seeing pictures of you on Instagram with the hardest looking
Yeah.
Like Carlos Basquez.
What I'm trying to do is I'll tell everyone who, because we never tell people who's going to read, do we? So I'll say, what we'll do, we'll have these free, and then we'll have a break every free, is it? I just hope it goes well, to be honest. I'm really fucking tired from training this week, so I'm hoping it don't run late. We're looking at the crowd and the readers we got. I think it's going to be a late one, so yeah. No, I'm good. I'm excited. To be honest, I'm thinking of a sparring tomorrow because I got sparring in the morning. So that's on my mind as well. So yeah, but I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm glad that, you know, like yourself, and been up here with the guys from France. It's some new readers here tonight, so I'm looking forward to going to them and see how it's growing and like the community we got here. It's great. Oh no, tastes like sherbet. Oh. I fucking hate this bit where everyone goes quiet as I was looking at me. Fucking hell. If you've never been to a Drunk Poet Society, all we ask is that when someone's reading or performing, no matter what type they're doing, could you just please try and keep the volume down, be respectful of people's work. You know, why am I always so excited to come up here, even when I'm not drinking? And it's because I don't think there's anywhere where we get to share like raw emotion and subjects where you feel uncomfortable. You know, we've had poems read up about loss, grief, addiction, depression, and the room has been so filled with love and admiration afterwards. You know, it's a really special feeling. And one of the questions that some of the guys who've been with me this week have asked is, what makes you more nervous, poetry or fighting? It's definitely poetry. And which one satisfies you more? But they kind of like satisfy two different parts of me, and I get the same type of buzz from this now as I do from punching someone in the face. So, so thank you guys. If you haven't said that you want to read poetry or a story or whatever, and you'd like to go up and do it, find Gavin. Oh, you've done it now. Find Gavin. He's got a notepad and pen, and he'll write it down, and we'll get you in. We will have like a little bit of an open mic night if anyone wants to come up in the meantime and put the name down, and we'll go from there. I lost a friend a couple of weeks back, and anyone from Swansea would know who he is, and I wanted to write something about him. He was a songwriter himself.
he directed films, and he was a really special guy. The perfect paradox: unbreakable but breakable, vulnerable and tough. An inspiration to many, a spark in the bitter rigour of society. An unrivaled talent, a director of your own fate. It was a joy to be your mate. A composer in the midst, a muse in the many. To me, a big friendly giant. Your laughter filled the room, but of course, you were taken too soon. R.I.P. Andrew Jones. Rest in peace, Matt. Thank you. It's not quite where I want it to be, but again, I haven't had the time, and that's one thing I've noticed about these nights is you guys are great and you let me share my feelings that I don't usually share, so thank you.
Mary Rose Henry. Fond of Bloody Mary. I'm sticking on the old royal theme here. We've got something more current. This one is Harry Styles, Meghan Markle, William Shatner. A 16-year-old, we go into war against your mate, but during those rounds, we'd both be ready to take each other's head off. After the 4 rounds, the gloves would come off, gum shield would pulled out, and the sweat and spit would hit the floor, and our blood-stained noses would already add from the room cut the canvas. After the gloves were laid down and the wraps were taken off, you'd then walk out to that big red building, sitting on the hill, shoulder to shoulder.
We'll have a little break now because Gam's off the list, and we don't know who's next. But if we have a little break, then we'll have a drink and that, and we'll go from there. Alright, guys, tune fine.
If it's up in Leicester,
Yeah. Yeah. So you driving on me? Yeah.
I've been working for Novomac Gaming for it's coming up to 3 years now. Been in the industry 10 years at the end of the year. Worked with Brian for all 10 of those years.
So James's his job is mainly networking the fruit machines in arcades, casinos. So I'll set the machines up, and James predominantly is connecting them up to the IT systems.
I would say, oh Brian, do you mind if we go to this gym after work so I get some sparring? Some people say fuck off, but he gets really interested in it. He's done some of the GoPro videos, and yeah, it's good to get on with someone you work with, because otherwise it would probably make my life a lot harder if the guys in work, especially Brian, aren't as accommodating. Because like I tell them, if I'm working away, I need a hotel with a gym, I might need to go to these areas, so they're really accommodating, to be fair. And Brian's great, like he knows if I got sparring, he doesn't mind driving. We do work long hours. For example, Thursday now, I'll go to the gym at 5 in the morning, train. Me and Brian will head up to London. We can't start work till 4 in the afternoon when the show finishes, so we'll probably work until 10 o'clock at night, and then I'll get up early again Friday, go to the gym, and then work all day Friday, finishing off, and then travel back Saturday, and I'll probably go straight sparring Saturday. So it is a lot, but it's I'm trying to chase my dream at the minute, and to get there I've got to make sacrifices.
James's personality, I've seen fun, excellent to get on with, great fun.
Sounds like a date, that. Nice one, mate.
No worries.
Fucking see now, the fucking sun's married.
Whoa!
I'm fine!
Whoa!
That's round it!
I'm gonna be famous, am I?
You're still mic'd up, mine.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's a twat. No. He's a shit driver.
So I've been on the road all week with work, having to drive round, sparring and finding gyms because I work full time. And I've got home and someone wants me to take her somewhere. Where are you going?
Disco!
So I'm going to a school disco now.
School disco! School disco!
Yep.
Well, the first fight live I ever seen was when I cornered Lilley in Liverpool, and I don't know if you remember, I think, is it Travis Dickinson? Used to be, I think he was like cruiserweight or light heavyweight. Good boxer, and he was on that card against a Croatian, I can't remember his name. But I've never seen an injury like it in my life. He was winning a fight, but this Croatian got up off the floor, cracked him one. It had to be a broken orbital, because his eye, he looked like the Elephant Man. And in all fairness to him, he wanted to carry on. He was happy to carry on, but the doctor was like, you can't carry. He walked straight past me here, and his head was like that.
Bare knuckle ledge on Tony Lafferty, and Barnes ran some good shots. Nice left hook.
Some of them like hands mashed to bits, noses all over their face, split lips. He took a chunk out of Tyler Goodjohn's ear. It's a brutal sport, it is, and it's not for some. It's not necessarily for me, to be honest. Like, I'm a massive MMA fan, boxing fan, all of that, but it's a little bit too brutal for me. Superficial cuts and stuff I'm not really too concerned with, unless they're really deep or around the eyelids, that sort of thing. Then obviously you've got to think about doing something then. But little nicks here or there, swelling of the face, his hands, anything like that, then you're never going to come out with bare knuckle unscathed. The main issues I've had with Lilley are his hands, which is, I suppose, that's part and parcel of bare knuckle. So I think he knows that the main reason I'm there is to protect him, basically, because he'll fight until he can't fight anymore. He'd go right to the end, whereas like last fight in Wembley against Tyler Goodjohn, I had his wife pull me to one side saying he's got kids in the house, and I don't need that. I know, I'm fully aware that's my main reason I'm there, because whether he'd speak to me again or not if I pulled him out, I couldn't care either way, to be honest. If he was in trouble, I'd have no qualms in pulling him out, because that's my job at the end of the day. That's a cornerman's job, I think, is to protect the fighter from himself, because like I say, Lilley will fight forever.
I'll do some sprints now.
This camp's been uncomfortable, you know. It's been hard. I got doubts in my mind, obviously, but you know, these guys keep me on the right track. Like, you know, I just done 5 200-meter sprints straight after sparring, and I pissed them. So I think I just let it play on my mind a bit. But yeah, we're taking down sparring now. Had some good rounds tonight. Our last little session Sunday, probably about 60%, and then maybe some tech rounds next week. But it'll be a big cardio week next week. I haven't missed many training sessions. Usually, you know, I text Josh or Di saying, "Oh, I can't make tonight," whatever. But I've made sure I've made it. I've been dragging myself out of bed, making myself go to gyms that I'm working away, unknown environments. This camp's been uncomfortable. I don't feel like I can relax yet. And I know it sounds like you shouldn't relax, but I feel relaxed fight week. Like, you know, like there's nothing else to do. I'm in the zone, like, you know.
His feet are bad, right? Yeah.
Everything
is bad.
Is wrong.
Yeah.
His chin is up now and he throws.
He's a brawler, basically.
His
lovely body shot. Oh yeah, it was a great shot.
If he got him with the left, there.
Boxing wise, though, right? If you box him,
he's got more chance.
He gets absolutely fucking mollered. He's got old danger, obviously.
You are not going to be there, you, for that. You're just going to be flicking.
Yeah, he's got 5 wins, 3 of them are first round KOs.
He's got power. That's his one thing I think he's got, his power. If you hold your feet with him, you're running a risk. But if you're sensible, keep your hands up, on your toes, pat, 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 pat. You don't make the end of the fight. I don't think. I can't see any other. If you box him, you stop him on cuts, I reckon.
On the one way, the first knockdown, he tags him, but he's square as well. If he was planted, he might have fucking put him down. Watch him lead to the right, Bruno. Watch him step to the right now. Ready? When he like, look there. See the engines are right?
And he was
you
fucking miles away.
Onto her.
Yeah, dip that right shoulder down and fucking bang him with right.
Exactly, mate.
The only way I see him winning is if you make a mistake. Genuine, that is. If you box like you can box, you fucking absolutely smoke him.
Even there, they know it's not going to turn on each.
Yes, yeah. Well, let's not test it. Let's come out unmarked and let's fucking go and have a pint. You can't hold your feet with him. No. He's obviously got a bit about him when it comes to power wise. Like that's a nice shot.
Yeah, he still likes holding his feet. I
know. That's actually got to get him out of it. Like
it's a nice new top. My wife is actually here, but we're not gonna have her on camera because she doesn't want to be. So Stacey, my beautiful, supportive wife, how does it feel to be married to a fighter?
Near divorce.
I can't say that on camera.
3 times a week.
Would you say that the closer a fight gets, the more strain it puts on a relationship?
Absolutely, 100%.
But you are proud of me, aren't you?
Yes.
And what is the hardest bit about me being a fighter for you?
Being a single parent.
These are my boxers, don't put them on camera. How?
Because you're not here, because you're work and then you're training. So I know you try hard to help as much as you can, but I might as well be a single parent.
And do you think that the benefits we get from fighting are worth it?
Truthfully?
Yeah.
No.
What about the plaudits we get?
What's plaudits?
Oh, fuck off.
So, flying out on Tuesday to go to America to fight. Should really be in a house chilling out, but no. Got 3 children. Say hello to camera, children.
Hello, camera.
You Tommy?
Hello, camera.
Jiu-jitsu this morning for this one.
Yeah.
Horse riding for the oldest one. So yeah, it's all go. Got to whisper because the horses get scared. I don't really like horses, they're massive.
Dad, you put that in front, you did.
I did, yeah, so we can talk.
The weather in New Orleans is quite pleasant. The summerly breeze, suburban cloud, 24 degrees centigrade, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And there are any changes
He just feels like he needs to do something now. He's been sitting around on the plane for 10 hours, and it's always the same with fighters, isn't it? It's always in the back of your mind that you haven't actually done enough. Like, so it's like you say, it's just psychological, really. It's like that element of feeling like you haven't done enough, like, you know. And obviously, it's stress and a little bit about the weight.
It was good. It was a fucking good journey, to be honest. You know, I little bit thing about the weight, but like I
a can and a Red Bull and fucking water before we left the airport, so I know that's on my gut. So yeah, just waiting around now, and a little bit of breakfast in the morning, a bit of training, a couple of media things to do, and then come cut the weight, and then punch Bobby's fucking head in. What are they called? Oh, beignets.
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 Not
There's no fucking T in it. Where's the knees?
You be ordering a bayonet, that's the fuck,
That says beignets.
Mate, I don't know what to tell you. I just know what they're fucking
What they
called.
say what they're called?
Beignets.
Beignets. There's a fucking T in it. Beignets.
Listen, dickbag. I didn't make the French language.
Yeah, but that B-E-I-G-N-E-T-S. Beignets, and it's not booниes or whatever the fuck it's called.
Beignet.
Beignet.
Yeah, but when you call someone Phil, you don't go, oh, Pahil, come here.
No, because PH is Phil, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's fucking French, so that's...
So, do the fucking French version of T. Oh, they are fucking filthy.
Toulouse.
Wait, donuts, huh?
Toulouse.
Yeah, they're just like deep fried donuts.
French version of tea.
And what about these fucking donuts?
Oh, beignets.
So I guess I'm kind of the communication point for the team with the organization and sponsors and stuff like that. So, you know, when I'm on him, telling him, hey, we want to fight, he's ready to go around this time, that time, BKFC will get back to me and say, hey, is he available?
Eventually get back to you.
Yeah, eventually get back to me and say, hey, are we? Is he good to fight around this date? This opponent, this, that, and the other, and then I'll negotiate the contract with him. Make sure everything gets done, completed, signed, all that stuff, and then from there it's just kind of helping organize travel, organize the fight week type stuff. You know, making sure everything's in place and just that everything goes as smooth as possible.
What's your role on fight week?
I don't really have anything. I'm just kind of along for the ride. You know, I just kind of hanging out and make sure James gets where he needs to be when he needs to be there. Yeah, 12:05 is your waiting tomorrow.
12:05, is it?
12:05.
Will you have a head-to-head then?
Huh? No, head-to-head tomorrow night at 6.
There's a ceremonial way in.
I don't think this is. They just gave the
Big ones?
big ones, please.
We're fighting at the top level in bare knuckle, so all the fights are going to be tough at this level. So I know it's not going to be an easy fight, but I'm confident. One of the, my biggest, I wouldn't say a weakness, but one of my biggest flaws maybe from before was the fact that I like to have a fight, and if someone wants to stand there and bite down on their gum shield, I'm like happy to oblige. I can do a lot of movement if I need to. So I'm going to bring it in, you know, feel him out the first few rounds, see what it is, and then hopefully back him up and hopefully get him out of there before the end of the 5th round.
What do you do if he does grab you? What are you going to? I mean, are you going to grapple with him? Are you going to hit him? Or are you going to try and just get away?
It's going to be a combination of all three. You know, I fight out in an MMA gym, so it's not something I haven't used before. We do a lot of clinch work. You know, I will try and fight out of it, but I'm hoping not to be in that situation.
You don't want to initiate.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Lilley in here.
How you doing? Yeah, good mate. You?
Can you run this up your shirt?
Yeah.
I am a video producer, content producer. So I do spotlights, I film the fights, do all their marketing and broadcast stuff. And I love it. This is probably the coolest job I've ever had. Working with fighters is the whole reason why I'm here. You know, getting to be around those guys it's a pleasure. Yeah, get out, come on, let's go.
You guys started getting
I was really, MMA was like the first thing I really enjoyed, going back probably UFC 20s, 30s, like that. I was a teenager. Always been interested in boxing, and then bare knuckle came along. Like, you know, it's different, it's cool. We're, you know, it's a new sport, so we're really setting the tone for the future.
My name's James Lilley, and I'm fighting out of Swansea, Wales.
Differences between boxing and bare knuckle. blood. There's a lot of blood. It's just more interesting. You know, I've filmed 1 million boxing matches, and I can tell you I've probably fallen asleep during half of them, and you can't really blink during bare knuckle. It's the most entertaining combat sport in the world, period. Cool. You're donezo with me, and then Nick, you need photos?
James, you got your fight gear?
Yeah, I'll go get us in the lobby now, mate.
Can we put this on? Or not? It's okay. I don't mind if not.
So I know you do the flag. Well, yeah, we'll do 2 with that on, because I'll do you with the flag here, and then we're gonna do some on black as well.
Okay, cool.
Stand on an ankle point. I'll give you one like that too. It's brutal. It's raw. It's very objective. You don't need to know the rules to know what's going on to see. You know, these two guys are clinching up, beating each other up. It's very apparent what's happening. You don't need to know what's happening on the ground. You don't need to look out for what's happening, you know, against the fence. Who's getting octagon control? It's straight up what you're getting. And these guys are warriors, you know, and a lot have come from MMA, a lot have come from boxing, but it's like their final test is bare knuckle fighting championship, you know. They get after it here. Meeting the fighters is my favorite part, to be honest. They're all once in a lifetime people. So to be able to share that with them is extremely important. And I want to show them in the best light. I want it to make you feel like you were here, like I've experienced it. That's what I'm trying to convey through my images. The famous Mike Perry spitting blood image. That's my go-to. You know, it's the most raw thing. He gets hit, spits the blood, and looks right back at Julian Lane. That's what I'm trying to show. And then if you could give me, I know it's not your thing to get all, just like you could even a yell, like, ah! Just give me like a, ah! Right. Fuck yes. I mean, it's fun, it's easy, but I'm telling you, if it comes out good, they'll use it on like a poster.
Oh, he's going to use this as a blooper in his documentary.
I'll give you the cue, alright? 3, 2, 1, go, okay?
Oh, fuck.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Alright, just a little angry, that's all.
Angrier?
Yeah, just
that was angry.
You're gonna like smile, dude, you know? Just
right, okay.
Ready? Go.
I've got a snarly face.
Or just give me like, we'll do one that's just like this too. Give me like just a short like. Go. One more. Go. That's perfect.
Yeah, sorry, I've got the snarly face, man. Thank you.
It's hard, trust me.
I've worked on so many years of just having a poker face that, you know, it's...
Good?
Dave, let me rock now, mate. Grab a pillow from my bed. Put one of the used towels over the top of it, just so I got something to lay on, please. This is the time to get the footage in, so I won't be letting you film in the morning.
Get in, it's not bad off, it's not nothing.
I can't get in, David.
That's not opening it, fine.
No, don't put plastic on it.
You're not going to feel it, are you?
I need comfort, David.
It's still going to be comfy, it's soft, isn't it?
Oh, this is hot, this is now.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Just put it under my head, for fuck's sake! If I'm not on weight, that's it. The fight's off, we're just going straight back.
Do half, I'll just switch our light off and forget about it.
Forget about what? The boiling heat evaporated from my body.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, go over there, Dad. Explain what you're doing in the machine there.
Don't really know, to be honest with you. No, it's obviously time. No, we're only doing half hour tonight. I'm just monitoring the temperatures, whether we need to put it up or down. So as far as we're aware how it works,
It's fucking hot, that's all we need to know.
Yeah, the bottom layer heats up one temp and you
He's
can
not
change
asking
the
you
top
how
temp.
the fucking thing
He fucking is asking me.
He's asking why I'm in it.
Not to make him sweat. Done. No, yeah. Sorry, I thought he was asking me how to work.
Oh, fucking stupid cunt.
Oh, see what I got to put up with? Look at that, yeah. Look how you got to put up with this shit all the time.
How long have you got left?
21 minutes.
I've only been here 9 minutes.
Yeah. Well, he was in there a little bit, and obviously we decided on the time when he was already in there.
Remy's fucking fired as well. You pull that camera, he's fucking sacked. I'm going to do it in front of everyone. Remy, sorry, you're cut.
Tomorrow's going to be real.
Well, that better look like an Canadian fuck, turn up now halfway through the cut. Someone go let him in.
You're going to have to get the door.
There he is, the ex-manager. Missed the weight cut.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, laugh, what do we know, I mean? That's just all about it.
How's this thing?
It's fucking hot. I got in here and he wasn't on. I don't know what I was fucking doing. Press it on and it's like being on the sun now.
Alright, so it's working.
Yeah, I feel like I'm toast. I'm just waiting to pop. Like.
How long left, 14 minutes.
Fuck off, there was no...
I swear to God, I haven't touched
Someone
the time.
punch him in the fucking heart, fuck's sake.
I wouldn't touch the time, I know that's fucking horrible.
Let get round.
Nobody said them and just go.
He's been a dick again. He's been a dick again. Get the light.
Yeah. Lay back on your back and then heat out the side.
If I'm still over in the morning, treadmill first, is that? That'd be best. Yeah. I got energy like that.
Yeah.
Time. I was like,
I can remember that beat tomorrow, I know that now.
That's going to be your favourite tune ever.
That's all.
You see what it does.
Do that.
Oh, these are.
Oh, this is good. What did you say there?
Oh, that's fucking lovely.
Well,
get some of that, G. You fucking wet.
We'll get one of the old towels to wipe it down because you got to let it float to dry.
Oh, we got new towels.
Pour it into the bathtub, hey?
Yeah. Fucking hell. It's probably a kilo, but at least.
It's gotta be.
Fucking hell.
Yo, go walk yourself to the bathtub and take the fucking.
You walk yourself to the bathtub.
I'm capable.
Oh my god, there's loads of water in there.
Yeah, let's down that.
You sex fan.
Ah. You got that from
Yeah, you two. I'm going to shower.
It's a shit. Yes.
You're going to fuck off now. Oh, who passed me a dry towel, right?
It's part of your remit as a manager from mopping up sweat.
It wasn't in the fine print. But I guess this is what I've come to. Look at this guy. Looking thin.
What's happening, Skin?
23. I was hoping to be lighter, to be honest.
What's that?
I was hoping to be lighter, to be honest.
That's sauna suits are cracking, but kept down his own there.
Morning.
You fucking useless cunt.
What do you want about? Dripping all over the floor.
Good.
Fucking get the maids to the fucking job.
Yeah, to be fair, mate, I think he done 40 minutes or 50 minutes downstairs on the treadmill. Come up here, sat in the sauna blanket for 5 now. He's going to dry off, have a shower up, see what we're looking at, and then maybe either going back in the sauna blanket or back in the hot bath. No more running, like.
No, his face is now obviously his cheekbones, but yeah, if he's on or nearly on, then it's fantastic. I mean, it's as good as it can get. We haven't had one argument yet, which is great.
First day we weighed, he was 86.9 kilos. So whatever that is in pound, I'm not sure. But then he's fighting now at 71.9, isn't it? Is it right? Yeah. So he's dropping a massive amount of weight, like.
I fucking hate weighing day. It's like the opposite. It's like anti-Christmas to me. Oh. Can't believe it's like these fucking cars outside. To be honest, I get to this point in the fight and I fucking don't want to do it. Like, you know, it's the worst part about the fight camp is the dieting, especially me. You know, I love food and I'm in New Orleans and every single thing is deep fried. So, you know, it's hard, but it's, you know, it's worth it in the end. So, hopefully I don't have to do any more now. Oh. Can't let's fucking see what this is.
57. Boom.
Jeez.
What was it? 157?
Yeah.
Oh. Right.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Right.
Well, I have like a little chocolate bar or something now, can I? No, that's what we did last time, innit, in Florida. To keep.
Oh yeah.
Because it's high calorie, low amount. Thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
I fucking so glad I didn't have to go back on the fucking treadmill. That's why I done a little bit extra this morning.
Like this. What's it, 3158? I'm drinking.
Hey, you can film now, but during regular weigh-ins you can't.
No, okay.
Because we'll have physicals going on in here and everything.
Yep.
So.
Filling in Louisiana State Boxing and Wrestling Commission license application. Wait, do I label that or what? I'm gonna go 83.
What? Is it my address I need to put in yet?
Sweet.
All good, all good.
Remy got a water.
So where's my back? That was, you know, considering I've been drinking this morning, it's fucking easy, probably the easiest weight cut I've ever done.
Weight's made, so tonight we'll go for the media weigh-in, which is just everyone's nice and rehydrated and all that. They'll act like they're stepping on a scale, they'll face off for the last time, and then we'll fight tomorrow.
In terms of the weight cuts we've done, it's probably one of the easiest, best one he's done, to be fair, so yeah, happy. He's been drinking and stuff this morning now, so get to a restaurant now, get a bit of food done in, make sure he gets all his salts back in and stuff, and yeah, it's happy days, man. Just relax and wait for Friday night. Chill out.
Yeah, no worries. Look at the top fell off, we're gonna get a little piece of that. Yeah, no worries.
James Lilley, 156.8. Bobby Taylor, 158 even. And here it is, your co-main event in the welterweight division. Bobby Taylor taking on James Lilley.
The reason we've started doing pad work around dinner time is the theory is to get reaccustomised to the rehydration and the extra carbs in your body so you don't feel heavier when you're moving around.
They're my mates, like, you know, it's just so happens we do fighting together, and it's great having them around me. Like, I've been with other trainers in the past, you can have cornermen and they take the event too serious, you know, constantly talking about the fight, constantly talking about this and that, whereas I find with these guys it's nice and relaxed. We haven't really spoken about the fight, like except for little snippets here and there. We haven't really spoken about the fight because we don't need to. We're just relaxing, we're just soaking up the experience, getting ourselves like acclimatised and stuff. So yeah, it's great down the road. I think Remy's the same. I think he had a bit of an eye opener the first time he came with the team. Because we know what the fuck are these Welsh guys? No, but like, I think the fight itself is so serious and so punishing, and it's a game of margins. You don't want to be fucking thinking about I don't want to be thinking about the fight all this week, you know. All I thought about this week is the laugh we've had, and it's great, you know. These guys have got me fit. We got the weight down. We can't do any more, you know. It's going to be who's a better man on the night.
My only issue with you is you like fucking even just put it out for me. That's it. That's all I'm asking you. I won't tell you anything else. Just keep out there.
You just want my missus for him. Why did you not know?
What the fuck are you doing? No, just keep out there, because that's his only opportunity. I genuinely believe that. This comes to boxing contests and close.
So what's the plan here? I'm just going to grab some water. We're going to go straight down there. Alright.
Did you subscribe? Oh, he's another subscriber. I like this. All right, what's your name?
I don't agree that bare knuckle fighting is brutal. I think it makes sense to promote it that way to get the mainstream interested in it. But if you look at it, we've done studies. There's more injuries in boxing. There's more head injuries in boxing. And if you look at MMA and UFC, you can just knee people in the face, kick them to the side of the head with shins. To me, that's more brutal. I think a lot of the cuts are superficial. It's superficial damage. It's stitches. For fighters, maybe not for you and I if you're not a fighter, but for fighters, stitches are a day at the office. It's nothing. Badge of honor. James Lights Out Lilley, Bobby Taylor, ODB. You got Wales versus America. And Bobby's like a specialist in bare knuckle, but James Lilley proven he is too. Man's undefeated. He can't be taken lightly. Is it going to be a problem for Bobby Taylor tonight? I honestly don't know, but I will say this. I think Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is a better place for James Lights Out Lilley coming here, and I think that he's just poetry to watch. Literally, I know he's into poetry, so he's poetry in motion. He truly is.
Bobby Taylor. Woo! OBB!
Bobby Taylor hit me the hardest I've ever been hit in my life. Bobby Taylor, bad, brother. I'm telling you, he hit me so hard I forgot where I was, and that's a fact. He's the hardest hit dude I've ever fought.
So how's Bobby going to do tonight?
Bobby's probably going to win if he lands. I can promise you that. Now, he hit me in the top of the head, and I survived. I'm telling you, if he hits that guy in the chin, that guy's going to sleep. That's a fact.
Oh, he got some heavy hands now. He got some heavy hands for sure. I'll tell you, you James Lilley. You say you're with James Lilley?
I'm with James Lilley.
I can hear it in the accent.
I'm making a film about James Lilley. Confident Bobby's going to win?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. Yeah, no question about it.
Why are you so confident?
Because I train with him. I've been hit by him. He hits harder than anybody I've ever fought.
Introducing you first. Fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and red trimmed in green. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, 156.8 pounds. He holds an undefeated bare knuckle fighting record at 7-0 with 1 fight even. Fighting out of Swansea, Wales. Here is the undefeated James Lights Out. Across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and white. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, an even 158 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 5 victories opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Tupelo, Mississippi, by way of Pocahontas, Tennessee. Here is Bobby referee in charge of the action, Bobby Wambacher.
Bobby Taylor said James Lilley is a better boxer than me. I cannot allow Lilley to stay at boxing range. I have to get in and then stay in. Round number 1 of our co-main. Don't mix it up, man! Mississippi, Bobby Taylor. Black and red shirts for the fighter from Wales, James Lilley. On the outside, hard front shoulder. They were looking for the entrance. The combo to the body from Lilley, back to the outside. Fucking jab! To the hooked up from Taylor.
The game plan was to box. Just box, hit, move, get that jab going in Bobby's face. The bell went, and yeah, it didn't quite go to plan. Exactly how we wanted it to.
got caught up in a bit of a firefight.
Stop trading! Come on! Coming forward again. Just like the 10-second clock, you see. I say, let's go! Number one. There's the bell.
James kind of got drawn into a firefight with Bobby, which we weren't happy about, really.
A little bit more jabbing, right? Don't rush in so much either. Get that jab a bit more. Think downstairs,
And one of the first things I say to James in the break was, "You're mixing it up too much with him." That's the only chance Bobby had at doing anything to James, and James was opening the door slightly for him, so we needed to emphasise no more. You've got to get on that jab, you've got to box more, move your feet, move your head.
looking for feints, there's the right hand, left hand circling back out.
That jab good, yo!
Good left hand on the inside.
Fucking jab!
Those hooks, jab from Lilley.
There it goes! Right side and toes, James!
For Bobby Warbacher, right back in. Jab for Bobby Taylor. 25, or so we think, remaining in round number 2.
By trading with Bobby, then that's the only, in my opinion, and Josh's, that was the only way Bobby had a chance of winning a fight. Simple as that. And James played into it.
Big misses. Just like that on cue. Taylor taking himself off balance with that big left hand. To the clinch, underhook, snatched by Bobby Taylor. Chant of USA. Over Bobby Taylor.
Oh, we did a wazzle.
It was full of booze. I think it might have been 4 of us in the arena cheering for James. And that might have, although James is quite calm and collected most of the time in the ring, I think that G'd him up. He wanted to quieten the crowd down, and possibly that's why he tried mixing it a little too much with Bobby.
Two of the most accomplished fighters in all of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Bobby Taylor versus James Lilley. We won't get the bonus seconds in round number 2. There is the bell.
It could be tied up on judge scorecards. We don't give a fuck. We're gonna put him on his ass this round, all right?
Full speed, man. Yeah. Let's go, Lily.
Stop trading! What a fucking job!
So we knew the only chance Bobby had was to land that big, massive shot. Tried to avoid it. First 2 rounds, James getting a bit mixed up, giving him that opportunity, and then come the 3rd round, last shot of the 3rd round, Bobby Taylor lands the shot that we were all trying to avoid.
Man, I gotta tell you, I am very impressed with Lilley's ability to take a punch, even when...
So right at the end of the 3rd round, Bobby throws a jab, lands a peach of a right hand, flush as you can get it, and follows it up with another right hand. Now, we didn't know at the time, but when James come back, he'd cracked all his teeth off that shot. But we watched the fight, James was furious. He wasn't buzzed, he wasn't hurt, but you can see him staring Bobby down as if to say, "You cheeky expletive."
Bobby Taylor lands a big shot. It hasn't really had any effect on Lilley.
There's a bit of confusion in the corner. Bobby had a really, really bad injury. It was a good doctor stoppage. James had jabbed him so much, I think from just under his nose to the point where his top lip meets your bottom lip had flayed open, so he needed to go straight straight to the ER and get that repaired. So it was a good stoppage.
Is the fight over? This fight is over! And this is a victory for James Lilley. Outside of England, I have never heard the Welsh flag booed. I've seen it in football and soccer and in rugby, but the Welsh flag being booed, the Welsh flag, the celebration in the corner of James Lilley. Very pro-Bobby Taylor crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, our ringside doctor calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 3. For your winner by TKO and still undefeated, James Lights Out Lilley!
And Sean, I am so impressed with Lilley right there, the way he's went through different fighters and just the same result. Fantastic, good at all aspects.
Yeah, first of all, can I just dedicate this fight to a friend of mine, Andrew Jones, who's his funeral today, back in Wales, and I wasn't able to attend, so that one was for you, Ginge. To answer your question, I can't see any other option other than the champion. I'm number 1, just won a title eliminator, so there's no one left. I don't want to look down, I want to look up. Palomino's the number 1 pound for pound, so for me to be the best, that's who I want to face.
Iced it. You made hard work of it, I know what I mean, I can relax now. She's fucking sweat's pouring off me. And we might get lynched on the way out here. Because we were getting... The are up the wheels, fucking Amarohi, come on. We were giving it to them and they don't like it, but I'm delighted.
Going forward there, guys.
Good fight, Bobby.
Safe travels, Bob.
All the best, Bob. All the best, mates. All the best, guys, right?
His lips fucked.
Welcome to Fort. So I can tell my kids here. Here's me and my best friend.
Honestly, this is the most nervous I've been for a fight, and I think coupled with the fact that they put me up to number 1 a couple of weeks ago, put him up to number 3, said it was a title eliminator, put a bit more pressure on me. I don't like being a favourite, I like being the underdog, and everyone was coming up to me. I got so much love from America. Everyone come up to me saying, "You're my favourite fighter and shit," and I'm like, fuck. I'd rather like them be booing me and I'd be the underdog. It's quite scary. That's been probably the most nervous I've been for a fight in recent memory. I made a bit of hard work of it, to be completely honest with you. I didn't really feel like I was flowing. Like, he surprised me a little bit because he went straight on the back foot and I was like, what the fuck's this guy doing? And I couldn't really, because he was going on the back foot, it made it difficult for me to get my jab off. I was moving quite well, and then I think because he was moving backwards, I kind of was eager to engage. So I was like diving in a little bit, and then obviously the red mist came down when we were trading, and it took me a couple of punches to wake me up, and they had to keep shouting at me in the corner, stop mixing up, because I got to the point where I was like, they were all fucking booing, and I was like, fuck this motherfucker, I'm tougher than him, and it was a thing. But yeah, I'm happy that I ground out the win. I was a little bit disappointed with the way I boxed. It was only like a couple of moments where I was slipping short and throwing back, but I think it was because of the tactics he engaged that threw me off a little bit.
Of course.
Where are we going?
Give me that blood.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro. Go ahead.
It's absolutely insane, I've managed to take, my friends to America with me. One of my friends is now in America and I speak to often. You've come over here to shoot a documentary. It's surreal, I can't get over it. Like, it's like winning the lottery for me, This is what I dreamed of as a boy, and I thought the chance had just slipped me by. And now I'm fucking living out my dreams, I want to say, she'll probably see this when it comes out, special thanks to my wife and my kids for putting up with all the shit in the last couple of weeks. I'm not the easiest person to live with in fight camp, and I really fucking miss my kids. And it's a really, like we talked about before, it's a really selfish sport, but I'm hoping that when I retire and maybe I got some money for them, they can appreciate what I'm doing for the family. And it's just something that I've got to do. Like I said, me, you know, I just love fighting, you know.
My guy coming over from Wales, James Lilley, fighting a very, very tough as nails Bobby Taylor, who always comes to fight, hard as a rock, throws punches from everywhere with bad intentions. And James Lilley was able to come out really, really strong, took a couple shots from Bobby Taylor, and then ended the night. James probably be lining himself up for a 155-pound championship title bid now. He's proved that with his 3 victories in bare knuckle fighting championship and the bare knuckle victories he had prior to entering this organization, you know, he's the real deal in the 155-pound division. And then the main event, what can I say? I mean, how do we top it?
The Monday after the fight, 2 days ago, I was in fucking New Orleans. Now I'm back in work, up early this morning to make the kids sandwiches for school. And just worked a shift. It's a bit of a reality check from the globe trotting, fighting superstar I was 2 days ago, but it is what it is. I love my job, to be fair, so lifetime memories. Didn't stop laughing. New Orleans, it's a crazy city. People were super friendly, all a bit party, and it's good to be home. I'll be honest, I miss my wife and kids. Looking forward to you guys seeing this documentary. A big thank you to Ciaran for coming with us. It was a crazy week, and you'll see from the videos that come out.
She doesn't want me to leave, but she doesn't ask me not to go. Waiting anxiously, scrolling through her phone. Another victory, coming home a little less than before. Aiding me up the stairs with the aches and pains. Bruises blooming across my back like flowers. I shiver as she traces a finger along the rope burns. I can't hold my kids close. My hands swollen beyond recognition. Never again, I tell her. She smiles, as we both know this is a lie, but we pretend until I leave again.
Luis Palomino defending that title against James Lights Out Lilley. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what does. That is going to be a barn burner. BKFC 45, Hollywood, Florida. It is going to be special. Now let's...
Specializing in the South Wales area and beyond. Proud sponsor of the Warrior Poet.